What do you think of that? What don't you think of that? I think that girl has got everything that she deserves.
Even though I broke my toe plumbing in the dishwasher.
Well, you've already got your first story.
Yeah. Wasn't even a big deal. It was just I just dropped it on my foot.
I can't believe you did that.
I can.
I mean, I'm saying I can't believe it, but there's fucking dog hair everywhere now.
She hasn't been up here.
She has.
Can you stop picking on her, please?
She's everywhere.
You're picking on her.
Oh, mate. She's been everywhere. She's like a plague.
You leave her alone.
on both your houses.
Have you got a dog?
Who, me?
Is this the dog's duvet?
Parrot.
Is this the dog's duvet?
I feel like it was the other day. I'm like, just get off. I can't
Leave her
cope.
alone.
And then I'm like, I feel like her hair is in me.
In me.
Yeah.
Div.
Well, I had a pain in my foot, and I'm like, that's it. I've got an ingrown hair because of her now.
Yeah, did you get the hair out? That happens to me with Cookie all the time.
There wasn't one. I was
like
just
in
paranoid.
the foot, and I was like, how is that? They're like needles.
Yes. I don't know. Oh, they're fucking over there.
You're like, I can't see.
Ooh.
Like my hair hurts, man.
Oh, I don't know what to do with my hair tomorrow.
Washing it would be a start.
Well, I'm going to wash because I'm going to have to shave my legs. Which they ain't that bad. They're not like I've gone months or anything.
I do. I think you wear a dress.
I love wearing a dress.
Yeah, and I can't even talk. A denim jacket. You need to make a more of an effort.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put lashes on.
Okay. It's easy. Yeah, I do that when I go out anyway.
Lashes and nails and full face, and actually look half decent.
I'm sure you
no, above half.
You'll
decent.
look fully decent.
Got to.
You will.
I'll have a shower in the morning. Don't really know what to do with my hair, but
I'd say wave it, but you haven't done the perm thing yet.
what? No, I haven't.
Yeah, so I did get my black dye, which has finally coloured what was stripped.
Okay.
So, which I thought would be the case. But they've actually changed their formula.
Okay.
Which is fine, it's a different formula. So I was like, oh mate, is it going to be as good as the other formula?
The panic. Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
They've changed the girl as well, and they've changed the name of what I use. So I was like,
here we go.
yeah, but well, once it said black at the end, I thought it don't matter what tone it's got underneath, but I go for the blue tone.
Okay.
So, but black hair dye has every colour in the whole colour chart on it, and that is why it's such a fucker to get out. Not that I'm getting it out. Who could be bothered with that? Not me.
No. Can't even be bothered to brush my hair, let alone dye it.
Oh, I should put it in my cap and then up during the day with a clip at the front.
Cap is life.
I can't. It's completely uncomfortable now without the cap. Can't wait till we're both walking around Butlins in the morning.
It's going to be a real thing.
With our caps on. Hi, good morning.
Maybe we should get one for Sarah.
Yeah, just so she's got one.
So she can join in.
I can't recommend caps enough, mate. Caps is life.
Cap is life. Cap is life.
Don't you find the difference in your hair though? About having to like brush out 1,000 knots.
Yes. Yes.
All the way down to paranormal.
What are we starting with?
Your one, and then I'll record on mine because I'm kicking you out now in your head.
What?
I'm kicking you out the podcast in your head now.
I know
Learning
what's
all the
happening.
tricks of the trade.
I know. No, I'm not saying you didn't know and now you're like doing it, but I'm saying like taking over. Oh, I'll do this one.
Well, to be fair, you do a lot of that stuff, and it just feels fair that I'd like. And I didn't. It wasn't.
You do loads of stuff. You do loads of stuff.
But I feel like
you're so proactive constantly.
I feel like when I didn't mind putting the podcast together. It was quite nice.
Yeah.
And putting in the pictures and all that. But that's a different circumstance in the fact that obviously I'd put it together in my head mentally, so putting the pictures in where I needed them, and I added quite a lot of pictures, to be fair. Like, even when I didn't need to add a picture, I added one to give people visual.
Yeah, create the visual.
Yeah. A lot of Joseph, because I think that's a face that should haunt people's dreams. Like mine.
Honestly.
Yeah. It did stick with me. I said, like, I was saying to Jenna yesterday.
I feel like I got all calm about it, and then I watched the post you sent me last night, and I was like, for fuck's sake.
I said,
I had 30 TikToks from you. Like, I better watch them.
what did I say? Did I say? Oh,
That-
yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And you know,
cheers for
now I
that.
see the clips. I haven't watched the film in a while. I'm just like, wow, man, it was so much worse. So she in the film, it's actually 4 kids she has. Obviously, they show the one that died, and then one goes upstairs. So, but yeah, man, and obviously they've done it in America. So, but yeah, the whole thing is so fucked up, honestly. And she didn't have. They put a boyfriend in the film, and I was like, obviously she didn't have a boyfriend. So
No, she did. She created a relationship later on. Didn't
later
she?
on, yeah. So I
Once
don't
it
know
was
why
like-
that was added, but obviously,
Safe to do so.
yeah. My dad said maybe it's something to do with being able to release the film. They had to change certain parts and make it better than it was.
Yeah,
It
they
wasn't.
need-
I worry everyone's going to think that I'm like, the film was great, but that's not what I mean. I mean they had to.
They have to create entertainment.
Yeah,
factors.
but also reduce the true story because that's just too horrific. I tell you, who I am going to do as we go forward in our true crimes. I want to do the family that had I want to say 8 kids, and nobody knew that they had kids. It's a fascinating story. I've forgotten what they're called.
I feel like I know this one.
Yeah, it's not that long ago. And then you've got the story of 8 passengers. That's very recent as well.
8 passengers.
Yeah, so she had a YouTube channel and she earned fucking thousands and thousands, but the whole time she was abusing the kids so badly. And then her and her husband split up. They're Mormons. Nothing to do with being a Mormon. I'm just saying she was a Mormon. And then the family split up, and she was in a lesbian relationship, in my opinion. So this lesbian that she was with, I mean, they haven't said that they were, but it's my opinion that they were, was like the counsellor of the church or whatever. And they like got together, and the youngest 2 were so badly abused that the little boy managed to escape, went to a neighbour, and that is how the whole case broke. But if you look at the clips from the YouTube that they had out, the abuse was there the whole fucking time, and I'm just like,
Yeah, people just
kind of overlooked it all, like, well, she's just strict, but it was so obvious. Obviously I didn't follow them, so I didn't know. It weren't till it broke that I'm like, wow, man, that'll be another, anything to do with kids and that, it makes me really fucking sad. So we'll make sure that we're not due on that week, because that was emotional.
great.
Right, are you ready? You got it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Right, I feel like yours are going to be way better than mine now. It's your fault. It is. You should have texted me. I told you to text me if you changed your
I
mind.
didn't change my mind.
But you did, because
I
you went to a
didn't.
different subreddit.
Well, it weren't. It was coming up with it.
Yeah, mine came up, and then I went...
You just skipped all the ones that said,
No, because
not.
it's an actual Reddit itself. I do work here, lady.
oh, it was a bit poor.
It was just a bit like, I don't understand what you're so upset about. I think I've got one good one. Okay. Right, ready?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Middle Aged Opinion. I'm your host Ellie.
And I'm your host, Emily, and today we are looking at I work here, lady. I don't work here, lady.
Yeah.
About working here, lady.
Something about working somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I noticed as well on the True Crime podcast is you forgot to say it, and I'm your host Emily.
Did I?
Yeah.
Was I not involved?
Yeah, but I don't know why, because you weren't going to do anything. And I was like, no, you
I
are.
feel like I did say it. Did I not
No,
say
but it wasn't until I put it together that I realised, and I thought, this fucking div. You had one job. Welcome, I'm your host, and it's about Josef Fritzl. That's
Yeah,
all
but
you
I
had
did
to
say
do.
that.
You just said that bit. You forgot to say, and I'm your host Emily.
Did I was so fixated
I
on
was
saying it
like-
right.
I was like, we've not long started fucking implementing that. Like, the least you could do is say it. Do you know what I mean? I think we should give a shout out to Juan. I know it's not going to come out till after, but I feel like it's important.
Go
Yeah.
on then.
Well, he's your bestie.
Oh.
You start.
Whoop whoop. Shout out to one.
I care more, obviously. It's only because I just spoke to him. But yeah, our friend is doing a marathon. Is
Or
it?
he would have done. No, he's doing the full London Marathon. They're 26.2 miles.
Yes, and he's 2 steps ahead of everyone else.
We'll put a picture in.
He's got clown feet without the shoes. But in all honesty, good luck and don't shit yourself.
Or do.
He was like, I did a practice 20-mile run.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to get a life,
A
mate.
practice 20-mile run.
I
Might as well just finished the marathon.
every day before London to Brighton, I did 10, but I did not do anything over that.
No, I did 8.
And that was it.
That's why I nearly died.
Yeah, every day I'd be like, oh,
Did die
babe, by the time, so where we had started, and then by the time we got back up to us, that was we had reached just over 10, and my body was like, okay, cool, that's great, like, just go up there and that's where you live. And I was like, no, we've got just another 40 miles left, 45 miles left, come on. But literally that bit, when we were getting up to mine, and then my chain popped off, and I was like, I could go home. I could go, don't fix it. And then Courtney was like, I couldn't do it, babe. Fix the fucking chain. I was like, oh, because I could have gone, bye guys, it's such a shame. Oh no.
Yeah, it's just not in your nature. There's no way you would ever have done that.
I know, it was a very mental
You
thing for
started
me.
it, therefore.
I was going to finish it. It was definitely a mental challenge over everything else.
Well, it was physical challenge.
It was physical, but for me, I make that sort of thing. It's like I'm going back and forwards in my head with me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we're in a fucking dispute, and I'm like, no, and then my head's like, please go home. Please go home. But yeah, man. So
Yeah.
that's it.
So yeah, he's doing the marathon this weekend.
Yeah.
This is the marathon weekend.
Do you think we're going to do the
And-
marathon?
Nope.
Why?
Why would we do the marathon?
Why would we do 12 hours of going round and round on an obstacle course? Same reason.
Because that's got obstacles.
Oh, I said to Jenna about that one where you get the train, you do that walk thing, and then you get the train home with fish and chips. And she was like, yeah, that actually sounds really good.
Yeah, it's a day out. It's not a real like.
No,
hike.
it will still be
Will be a
like,
hike.
yeah, we'll still be like, oh, but it will definitely be more fun.
Yeah, seeing a bit of the UK.
We'll pop into the sea. We'll get some
Yes.
budgie smugglers. Because I feel like it's just the way forward. But yeah.
I watched another one, same guys, but they done like a second reel on it, and part of it, he's like, we went into the sea, and the Aussie guys that were with us didn't realise how cold the British sea were. He said we called them budgie smugglers, but it looked like we were actually smuggling hummingbirds. And I was just like, it's like
Little worms. Bless
Oh,
them.
bless them.
It is cold, I'll see.
It is cold, but you know, we're all right with that.
We're used to it.
I don't know. if
Do you
I'm
know,
so
some
used to
people
it.
never go down to the sea ever in their whole entire lives. Can you imagine that?
That's sad.
It is sad. 'Cause I
Seaside
feel-
is life.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a mental thing, Bob, innit?
Yeah.
Right, go. Otherwise, we're going to be here till tomorrow.
All right. So I don't work here, lady, is where I went.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Didn't tell anyone about it, just did it. Yeah,
Shut
go on.
up. Not a cruise line employee. I don't know what the M means. I think it was
medium.
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 I don't know what's medium.
Medium-sized story.
It's not. It's a short. Anyway, whatever.
Start arguing Reddit.
I'm like, whatever.
Email them.
I'm like, you're wrong. On the first day of a cruise, my husband was so tired from a work sprint that wrapped up just before our vacation that he wanted to nap during dinner. I went to dinner with the rest of the family, then made him a plate of food for the buffet. I boarded the elevator to take me down to the deck and was holding the plate. A middle-aged couple tried to help themselves to his plate, but I pulled the plate away and said, "Excuse me." They laughed and tried again. I dodged them a second time and clarified that the plate was not for sharing. A second later, I had a thought that they may have just been that naive and explained I was a guest taking my husband a plate, and they roared with laughter. They thought the cruise was so luxe that they even had people in elevators feeding the guests. Oh my god. It ended more light-hearted than I expected, and I still think of that experience fondly. I have learnt to get a cover if bringing food to the room because of that incident.
What a weird thing to do.
Really weird.
Really weird. No matter where you're from, that's bizarre behaviour.
And rude.
Weird.
It's rude. Why would you take food off of somebody else's plate?
Yeah, there's nothing that indicates, or even if she was a member of staff, she clearly is taking food to somebody. Weird. Very weird.
Weird. But I was just like, oh, that's
weird.
It's bizarre. The top comment was, I was a guest lecturer on a high-end cruise line. My husband and I got a 2-week luxury cruise for the cost of me giving 3 45-minute lectures and his airfare, but they gave me a name badge, so everyone thought I was a cruise line employee and kept asking me where the bathrooms were on the ginormous ship. At least they were all understanding when I explained that I didn't actually work for the cruise line. Okay.
She made that a bit about her.
Yeah, that is just infuriating. The fact that they tried to grab some food without even asking.
Yeah,
like
weird.
They just think the food is for them.
I find it bizarre that they would...
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And someone says, suppose you had been staff and were delivering room service. I don't think the person who ordered it would have been happy to find half their food missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who just puts their hands in something like that? Even if it was like a buffet or something, you're meant to like take it with like grabbers. It's disgusting. Yeah, it was so weird.
Not okay.
Right.
Go on.
College. No, Ellie, no. Community college. Cop tries to write me a ticket for parking where I'm supposed to. Okay?
Okay.
I'm fresh out of my master's programme and pretty much walked into a teaching gig at the local community college. One thing to note about me is I'm pretty baby-faced. One day I had to come in and sub for another instructor. I was limping at the time due to a bad sprain in my ankle and leaning on a crutch. I had my parking permit on my car and parked in a faculty bay. Blissfully close to the door. As I'm getting out, the cop sees me, I see him and just give him a small nod. I said knob. You thought knob as well. We're so immature.
Oi, oi.
And start to get out my car. The parking lot next to my car was full of student cars, riddled with bright pink tickets. As I get my crutch out, what is happening? Knob and crutch. Anyway, the cop yells, "You can't park there." I look around to see who he's talking to and realise it was me. Yeah, I can. Look, just because you're on crutches and need to be close to the door doesn't mean that you can park in that spot. It's for faculty. I am faculty, I said, frustrated at having to stand and argue. He snorted. I rolled my eyes and started to walk into the building. I turn round and see him to start taking down the information on my vehicle. He got to the front window to place the ticket and froze. Inside of the window was my faculty parking pass. Wild, right? He stopped for a minute, stares blankly, rips up the ticket and throws it away. Guy must have felt like a right jackass. Don't judge books by their cover.
What a jackass.
What a jackass. What a knob. She should have hit him with her crutch.
I was just about to say there, I was like thinking too much. Like,
Yeah, just a dickhead. I mean, if she said that she is, he could have walked over without starting to write up the ticket, right? He was just being a prick.
yeah, like proper jobs worth.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see, top comment. Clearly you just need to tweed. I don't know what that's meant to mean. Right. I got the same thing before, being a 22 female going to a veterinary hospital for children, for treatment.
They often send their children to the vet.
I don't know what's happening. The campus cops were always telling me staff could park there. One actually threatened to tow my car on a day. I was having some major dental surgery. He was sitting in the drive by the entrance where I was leaving. I just stood in front of the car and bloodily drooled going down my chin until he noticed. She made that about her. No, but yeah. Whilst drooling. But yeah, go on.
Okay. I don't work here, lady. Vacation edition.
Good old vacation. I could really go on a
Vacay.
holiday. Take me on holiday. Can't you like get with someone rich? Take one for the team and that. I mean, we've discussed it before.
I feel like taking one for the team with a rich guy would be. I'll do it. But
Did you hear my stomach? I haven't eaten yet today.
See, everyone agrees. Take one for the team, Emily. But for some reason, richness equals you not thinking I should get with an old man.
Sorry, do you see any young rich bachelors anywhere? Because wherever we're going to have to start going up London.
Oh, I can't afford to.
Yeah, but we just walk past Harrods or somewhere.
Just go stand in Mayfair. And
Just
get
quickly
picked up.
just keep passing backwards and forwards outside the front of the store. Oh, one seems to have lost her purse. Something like that.
Is that how you pick up old men? I lost my
I
purse.
don't know. How did I get pulled?
Oh. Something about riding his face.
Right in his face. I did. That was the first thing I thought when I saw him. Cool, I'll sit on that face, I thought. I have ever since.
Moving on.
You brought it up.
So I'm on vacation with my family. The hotel we are staying at has a nice free breakfast. It has one of those waffle machines as well. We walked down to eat breakfast. I'm wearing Batman lounge pants and a t-shirt.
Fair play.
Yeah,
Sounds cute.
you're on holiday. I make everyone a waffle because dads are the best. Really, because I don't want the kids to start pushing each other around hot matter. Okay. After I hand the waffles, I finally make mine and start to sit down. When I hear I'd like 2 waffles, obviously I ignore it and sit down with my family. The lady follows me and says, "Crazy lady, did you hear me? I said I want 2 waffles." Me, "Yeah, I heard you. The breakfast self-service, you have to make it yourself." Crazy lady, "I just saw you hand out waffles to these people. Get off your butt and do your job." Me, "These people are my family. I don't work here. I'm on vacation just like you." Crazy lady, "Listen here, lazy." Crazy lady's kid, "Look, mummy, he's wearing Batman pants." She
pajamas.
she looks down, sees my pants. It finally clicks and she starts making her breakfast. Her husband walks up afterwards and tells me he's sorry and offers to buy me
A free waffle.
lunch on him. He hands me a 20 and says sorry again.
So the first time I'd corrected her, second time I'd have said, "Who you talking to, bitch?"
She was rude.
She was so rude. She would have been called a bitch, mate, really loudly in front of everyone.
Absolutely outrageous. Don't understand how these people go to, yes you do, you're just being lazy after being told directly, I don't work here.
So
it truly
bizarre,
baffles me.
You'll clearly say, "I don't work here, jog on and leave me alone. This is my family." No, it's not. Liar.
Yeah, liar. You don't have a family.
Yeah. I know you. Idiot, mate. Right. Humbled for what? I was clearly... I don't know why I can't talk. I get like this sometimes. Right. I feel like my ponytail's too tight. Anyway, I was clearing glasses from tables. I approached this group of men at a table and collected their empty pint glasses. They had an empty chair which I swerved past to get access to the table. They must have not seen my uniform or me holding glasses. The group gave me a weird look and one of them said in a sneaky tone, "You can't sit here." A truly humbling experience. It's kind of
Was that it?
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. I really struggled to find stories.
I don't want to sit here, thank you.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Oh.
Rude. Although I'd have been like, "Sorry, why would I want to sit with you, skank?"
Why are these people so rude?
They're so rude. Someone said, "You can't sit here. Fortunately, you didn't want to sit there."
You can't sit with us,
You
mean girls.
Literally Mean Girls, isn't it? And then someone said, "Wouldn't want to anyway." I feel like most of my stories are like this. I'm gonna have to take it
I
out
think I might have
in pain.
licked it and said, I licked it, I own it.
Yeah, it's mine. On the table. Then I would have let you sit there.
Then
I'd have gone, "Okay." But like, we're going to get along. That really hurt, that ponytail. I don't know if it's because I washed it yesterday. How do you do it? Go on.
Just magic. People at this store. What?
My head, man.
Oh. I'm like, what? What's
Yeah,
wrong?
And I'm like, oh. You know, sometimes the ponytail.
Yes.
I don't know, it might be the dye or whatever it is, but my head was like, "Mwah." That's what he was doing.
You made a comment earlier about washing my hair. I'm not being funny. My hair is actually clean.
It's just
For
a
once.
joke. At least brush it. Have you got conditioner yet?
No.
Fucking hell. Who ain't got conditioner?
I'm going to go outside one day with the sun and it's just going to go...
Or it's going to snap. You need conditioner to close the cuticles. How many times have I got to tell you this? Straw head.
Sorry.
This isn't the Wizard of Oz, yeah? You're not in an audition. Okay, sorry. Go on.
Definitely not as exciting as some people's stories here, but this is the first time this has happened, so I thought I'd like to contribute. For context, my dad owns a garage and I work for him at the moment. I'm not a mechanic, but I help out in the shop and in the office, and I also do a lot of picking up and dropping off parts, which is what I was doing today. So today my dad sent me to Princess Auto to pick up a floor jack. I had just received it. It was heavy and they had given me a cart to take it across the store, and was walking to the other side of the store past the front door towards the checkouts when an old man and his wife, presumably, walked through the doors. He turned to me and immediately started telling me I need this, this, this and this, and I had to cut him off with, "Dude, I don't work here." He stopped and looked at me for a second, then said, "Oh, I just thought you worked here because of your outfit." I was wearing my coveralls, which I suppose are like an
Painting,
overall
like
type
a
thing.
painting thing, yeah.
It's like, no. Then I walked away, and that was the end of that. But let me list it off here. And that was the end of it. But
Let me talk
let
more
me
about
list
it.
off.
Okay.
I was pushing a shopping cart. The shopping cart had one item in it. I was wearing
Is that the bird?
Oh no, it was Hattie's foot.
Oh.
I was wearing coveralls, which is not the Princess Auto uniform, and even if it had been, they don't say Princess Auto anywhere on them. In fact, they're second-hand coveralls, so they actually say something like Dave, Gravel and Sand on the front pocket.
I feel like he's taking it too seriously.
Like,
It was just a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
Wow, somebody from my garage wearing coveralls shopping at an auto parts store. Who'd have fucking thought it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, calm down. It was literally not a big deal.
And then there's a quick edit that just occurred to him. Ready?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I was in coveralls.
Oh yeah, just roll. I'm gonna put this in. I am a youngish, early mid-20s woman, so perhaps due to his age, it was easier for him to conceive me working in a store than at a coveralls job. This
What?
is pure speculation, though. I don't know. I feel like
She's overthinking everything at this
massively
point. Nothing is
overthinking.
happening. Turn on
we're
Neighbours,
okay.
Stranger
We're okay
Things,
here.
anything.
Everybody is safe.
Oh my God, Mark's safe on Facebook.
Yeah, like, it's okay.
From the mechanics. But yeah, like honestly, I mean, when I was trying to find the stories, I was like, did you really take the time to write this down?
Yeah.
Are these your problems? Because if they are, you're doing exceptionally well, right? I was like, these can't be your problems. They're not your problems. But yeah.
Yeah, just says people not paying attention. My guess is that the old man went Mr. Magoo on you, also known as forgot his glasses.
Yeah, like, relax.
But, yeah, that's
Okay.
that.
This is a wild story.
Yeah.
I didn't really think it was that wild, but this person also took the time
Go on.
to come to Reddit and tell everyone.
Listen, we love a wild story.
Yeah, a wild story. So for context,
It's Hattie.
I work at an art and craft store as someone who is majorly in arts and has a hobby in arts. I tend to shop there as well. So I was clearly clocked off and me and my mum were shopping and I decided I wanted some new markers. My bosses don't mind that I take the keys, unlock the cabinet they're in. So I do so. Now our uniform is typically a red shirt or a vest. However, the things is when I go to put them back near the register, when I go to put the markers back, which you forgot to include, near the register, the lady asks if I can help her and just kind of freeze up on not knowing how to respond. I wasn't wearing my vest, just khakis and a jacket with a animal t-shirt. Thankfully, my co-worker behind the register offered to help her. When I was just about to respond, I probably would have said, I do work here, but I'm off the clock. What can I do to help you? But I was just stunned.
Wow, that cray cray. It's out of control. Calm down, people. What is happening to the world?
That's taking your breath away.
I'm speechless.
You don't even know what to do after that story. Has that changed how you see everything? I was stunned. Someone said, excuse me. It was out of control.
Wild.
Weirdest day at work so far.
Wild.
I mean, I just...
It's something to tell the grandkids.
Can you imagine? Oh, you're right, Em.
This one's ever.
Never fucking guess what happens today. It was fucking Are you sitting down? Are you sitting down now? Because this woman went, excuse me.
And
I just froze,
I
Emily.
didn't have my vest on.
I froze, for real, I froze. I'm never doing this Reddit again. I almost fell asleep reading these stories yesterday. Oh yeah, we've got another story from someone as the top comment, so I'm going to read it for you. I wonder if it. I don't think it can top.
On, let me just. I don't know if I'm ready for another one. Go
Do you
on.
need a drink before?
Go on.
I don't think it's going to top her story, but let's find out. Oh. As what is essential, the face of retail store. By face, I mean I have the most hours out of the non-management employees. Is this OP? No. I have the most time the job other than the management. Customers ask for me by name, etc. I on multiple occasions have been approached while doing something that generally people would need help with, but as an employee, even off the clock, one I can do myself. Most people take oh, I'm off the clock, but if you say here, I can have them send someone over to help you really well. It's just so fucking boring. I mean, there's only a couple of responses and they're all saying the same. But, you know, I used to work in Wilco, and when I finished my shift, I would often shop, or even on my break, I would get bits and bobs in my work uniform, and someone would say, excuse me, and then I'd just go, they're over there, or I'd quickly show them, and I never once came to Reddit. Or rung my friends with the news. None of it. And I just don't know why I didn't at this point.
I feel like you missed something there by not. I mean, all these people could have been totally taken back by your story.
I know.
And felt that pain that you were in.
Yeah.
I mean, the audacity.
Yeah. I will tell you a more interesting story. Before I worked at Wilco's, I used to eat sweets from the little containers.
Ugh.
The pick and mix. I used to buy the pick and mix, and then I worked at Wilco, and I will never, ever have a pick and mix from anywhere ever again in my entire life because that's a more interesting story. That is the most interesting story that I've read tonight. Go on.
One hell of an assumption.
Is it?
We'll see. Based on your story.
You're fucking hell. I struggled, mate. That was the best out of the fucking pick.
So this story happened many years ago, and they're saying roughly 2007, but still stands out to me as the most bizarre case of I don't work here lady. I feel like we should be the judge of that.
Yeah.
So one time I was in Sports Authority with my dad. Shut up.
We
were
can't
standing and browsing
going, oh
close
my
to
God.
the front door when a young man walked in and a lady followed shortly after, yelling, excuse me, sir, I need to talk to your manager. My manager? Yes, your manager. I'd like to talk to him about one of their employees driving. What about my driving? You drove the silver, is that a Celica?
Yeah, silver car. Yeah, we get
silver,
it.
Silver, whatever. There. You dangerously cut me off at the intersection, and I want to make the manager aware of that. The young man just scoffed and walked away. I kind of wish the interaction had continued after that, but the lady just went back to her car, and that was that. Needless to say, he didn't work at the store. He wasn't even uniformed. But the fucking nerve of the woman to think she can try and get people fired because they cut her off in traffic. It happens to literally everyone. But the most crazy thing to me was thinking that just because a person is parking in a store, they probably work there. Talk about acting on a whim. I suspect there may have been racist attitudes to play too, but mostly just a horrible old Karen.
Someone else who wrote that.
I was like, whoa.
That's crazy, dude.
What an assumption.
That's cray. This was Emily Joyce.
Honestly, I'm a little bit.
I'm
what
like,
the hell?
You're gonna have to do one more because we've only been doing
right.
it for 10 minutes.
My kid. This is the top comment.
Yeah.
My kid is small for her age. She was born 5th percentile.
Percentile. Yeah.
You understand what that means?
Yeah, it's the chart. Yeah.
And she was probably in 2nd grade or so when a woman pulled over in a parking lot while I was loading my groceries to start screaming and cursing at me for letting my toddler open her own car door and buckle herself into her own car seat. I wound up calling the cops on her. It was one of the weirdest and most disturbing things I've experienced. Even if she had actually been 4 or 5 years old, what's wrong with a kid opening their own car door?
She called the police.
Yeah, this woman was like verbally abusing her for letting her kid who was in second grade. What's 2nd grade? That's high school, right? 2nd grade?
No, it's America.
But definitely older than 4 or 5.
Yeah, she just made an assumption. 2nd.
Yeah.
America.
And then she's gone on, hang on, and then someone else has gone. Also, even if it was a toddler doing it, then what would the harm even be? Regardless of her age, the kid was doing something they were capable of and doing it skillfully. It's not like the kid was trying to pull out
7 or 8 at the time.
Put out a fire or chase a dog into traffic. Oh, everyone's really angry about this old lady. Anyways, whoa. Next one. Have we got one more?
I haven't got any more. It's you. You need to finish us off.
Okay.
With a good one.
We've done that one. Done that one. Done that one. Done that one.
How have you done 4? Oh yeah, because you finished, yeah. With you, yeah. Go on.
Let's try this one. How big is this one? I don't want to do a big one.
It's fine.
Okay.
Did you pre-read?
Some of them.
Okay.
Because I read quite a lot and I was trying to find something half.
Yeah, decent.
Half decent.
It was a struggle. When we first done it, wasn't this... I don't know what's happened.
No, I feel like we really had a chuckle at this last time.
Yeah, I feel like the world's maybe got a bit more stupid. And people were just like, oh, someone said, do you work here? It was crazy.
Whoa!
Yeah, I was on my break.
So this one is, the owner of my work pulled the I don't work here lady on a customer.
Okay. Fair play.
So I used to work at a bar. The owner was an arse, but he great to work for. He was a super alcoholic and a great tipper. He had been permanently banned from every other bar in town, which was why he bought the bar. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Makes sense.
Alright.
Yeah.
Can't go to that one, so I'll buy my own.
Yeah. You'll see.
Yeah. He had a policy that if he was drinking, he wasn't the owner. So if he got out of hand, we could throw him out, but not 86 or call the cops on him. Don't know what 86 means.
Keep
It's
going.
obviously an American thing. Now I also would like to add that all he did was sign the checks. He had nothing to do otherwise with the day-to-day of the bar other than drinking.
To throw out, to get rid of. That's what
Okay.
86 means.
Okay. One morning I was opening the bar and typically the doors are unlocked an hour before we opened, so regulars could come in and drink. They knew the bartender would be cleaning and stocking the bar and would just deal with small wait times to get the drinks or refill. The owner came in and didn't want to wait for me to come out of the back, so he went behind the bar and made himself a drink. He then went and sat at the bar, put money on a rubber mat. When I came out of the back with a few cases of beer, I hear a woman going off on someone who I found out was the guy who signed my checks. She was going off about how horrible he was for drinking on the job and refusing to make her a drink. He simply told her he didn't work there and went back to his drink. When she saw me, she immediately started complaining about him, saying she wanted to speak to the owner or manager. Since I was the only one there, I told her she'd have to deal with me. She went on her, what's that say, tirade?
I don't know where you are. Yeah,
about
tirade.
him needing to be fired, and then demanded a free drink for his rudeness and unwillingness to help her. I told her that wasn't going to happen and he didn't work here. Then she decided to take it up a notch and said she knew the owner. Cue typical "you'll both be fired" rant.
Karen.
And the owner is shaking his head laughing, which made her madder. I called her bluff and told her to either shut up and order a drink or leave because I have things to do. Wow, that's rude. Still, she got huffy, then demanded a tab, trying to hand me a credit card. I informed her we were cash only, but she was welcome to go pull money out of the ATM near the bathroom. That didn't make her happy, so she decided to stomp out of the bar, saying that she's taking her business elsewhere. The owner then asked for my keys and promptly locked the door behind her. As soon as he did that, he came back and said, "I've never met that woman, so you're definitely not fired." We had a good laugh. She did come back about 20 minutes later because there wasn't another bar open, and got super pissed when my boss waved and went back to his drink. She banged on the door for about 5 minutes. He then made me a sign to put on the glass door with the bar hours, and she got in her car and sped off. I luckily never saw her again.
Good way to deal with it. He
Yeah.
probably just didn't want any nonsense, babe. I mean, I don't blame him for going, "I don't work here."
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
He just wanted a bar to drink in.
Yeah, and he's like, "Do shut the fuck up." You know, he was. He was like, "Stop talking
Like,
to
I'm
me."
an arsehole all by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need you
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on at me.
I know the owner. I mean, that is a common. Do you know? I feel like I've never seen you before in my
You're like,
life.
Dad, do you know this woman?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would have been funny. Right,
Yeah, and on that note,
we're off. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. I mean, it was funny because it was so stupid.
we might not come back to this part of Reddit.
Unless it spices up. It was definitely spicier.
Yeah, I remember finding it really tickled me last time.
Yeah.
Because it was so silly.
Whereas now we're like, whoa,
Like, whoa.
that's crazy.
Yeah, you took the time to write that out.
Like, literally, that I was just like... Saying that, I do think your stories were better.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I did say to her, though, let me know if you change your mind.
I
But
didn't
she
really
decided...
know. I couldn't even remember what it was called, remember?
Yeah, but
I was
it's
talking
definitely
to you,
that.
so
It's
something
definitely
like
that, because I
Something
literally
like that.
named it.
I was like, yeah, something like that.
I do work here, lady, but I do remember it
Excuse
being
me.
more, whereas this one I was like, that's well boring, bruv. I can't believe you went home and wrote that out. Like, that's the craziest
Like, it
part
was a
of the
bit of
whole...
a Dear Diary situation.
That's the
wasn't it?
craziest part of the whole story, is that you took the time. You took the time to write it out, bruv. And you got
Oh.
anything else? I mean, there's so much good TV at the minute.
Wow.
Right, I need to go.
Right,
pee.
like, follow, subscribe if that didn't put you off.
Yeah. If it did, just don't worry. Next week there'll be another one out.
Yeah, it'd be better next time.
I do feel like we made that funny though, because we were like, when you went, whoa, just like, fuck's Mate,
I'm literally removing from saved. I never want to
Whoa.
read them again.
that's crazy, bruv. It's like, we're a fucking knob. Ow, 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 ow. Right, I can't wear it up, it hurts too much. Oh my god.
Bye.
Bye. Like, follow, subscribe.
I said that.
Oh, Emily
I think
said
I
that.
did.
Alright. Bye.
Wow. What do you think of that? I think. What don't you think of that? I think